All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. Keyshawn Davis crashed out heavy in his last performance, missed weight, then confronted somebody for beating his brother, Nassim Albright. And it looked like everything was falling apart from Keyshawn. He said he was taking a break from boxing, but apparently that is now all changed as they have been. Keyshawn Davis has petitioned the WBA to be the and successfully petitioned the WBA to be the #1 contender for the WBO and Teofimo Lopez's titles. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. You can't keep a good man down. Keyshawn Davis come back at it again with a positive attitude after having absolutely crashed out in his hometown the weekend of his last fight when he was supposed to defend his 135-pound championship. Unfortunately, he missed weight by a significant amount and then lost control of his emotions and went into the locker room of Nassim Albright or headbutted him in the back, whatever the case was, because his brother lost. Now, all of that apparently is going to get put behind him, and he is going to be put now in a situation where he's going to be able to get another world championship. I am fully confident that Keyshawn Davis is more than good enough to participate in this, what is got to be a very, very thick 140-pound division. You have guys like Gary Antoine Russell there. You have Alberto Puello there. Sabril Matias is in that weight class. Richardson Hitchens has a belt in that weight class. A lot of competition in that 140-pound division. But clearly, Keyshawn is going to be going the route of the WBO. Now, his first fight will definitely not be against Teofimo Lopez or the champion in the division. It is going to be against a fighter named Santiago. Santiago was the #1 guy in the WBO, but then Keyshawn moved up and became the #1 contender. He moved down, but the two of these guys are going to fight in a title eliminator in order to see who will be fighting for the WBA, who will be fighting for the WBO title that Teofimo Lopez has. Now, as far as him fighting Teofimo Lopez, I would love to see that fight. I think that is a fight that can get made and should be made because both of them are, to the extent that I know that Teo's still under contract with Top Rank, but both of them are Top Rank fighters. Both of them have relationships with Bob Arum, and that is it should be a very, very easy fight to make and a very, very intriguing fight to make. Now, for me, I am not the highest in the world on Teofimo Lopez, because Teofimo Lopez is somebody that is always fighting to the competition. But hey, man, if he would actually be willing to fight Keyshawn Davis, man, that would be a very, very exciting fight. I probably would give the edge to Teofimo Lopez because of Teofimo Lopez's experience. Even though Keyshawn Davis was already a world champion at 135, he won it against Ivan Baranchyk. It was not the toughest. That was about as easy as you can get of a fight in order to win a title. So he had a title, but still he's not really fought a lot of step up fights. He did have a fight with Jose Pedraza where he wound up stopping Jose Pedraza, but Jose Pedraza is just like extremely past it when that fight took place. And in fact, I believe he went back down from 140 pounds back to 135 for that fight just for a payday. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Keyshawn Davis does next. Obviously, don't know where he's going to go because we got to figure out what Top Rank, what network Top Rank is going to be on next year. So, or whether or not they're just going to continue to have Top Rank fighters fight on PBC cards, fight on rehab season cards, and go about it like that. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about is that Keyshawn, I certainly hope learned his lesson, and it seems like he did because he was in an interview, and in an interview that he gave, he was talking about Gervonta Davis, and he was like, "Look, man, just straight up, I'm really starting to understand Gervonta, like how he's been holding up the sport for all of this time, for all of these years, and it's like nothing he can do is right, and they're always on top of him, right?" And it was like, yeah, I'm starting to kind of feel and understand what that is and what that pressure is. Well, Keyshawn, yeah, you do. But yeah, you do. Because a whole lot of people are going to be writing Keyshawn Davis off because of the way that he behaved. I am more apt to overlook what happened and just say, okay, look, man, it's just a kid kind of lost his cool or whatever. You mature, you get better, you don't do it again. Keyshawn Davis in the past has had, and this is one of the things we knew when he was an amateur coming into the pros, that Keyshawn Davis suffers from mental health issues. And so, it's sometimes, you get a little bit of crazy in you and you act out at the wrong time. You do the wrong thing. But as long as you're a good fighter, a championship fighter, a level fighter like that, a top level fighter like that, you should be able to get another opportunity to come back and do something. There's been a lot of fighters that have done a lot of really, really dumb things. A lot of fighters have gone to prison and come up out of prison. A lot of fighters come out of prison into fighting. So then you have all kind of issues with boxers that are, have different domestic issues, wife issues, just really tough stuff to go through. One of the people that I think that really kind of Keyshawn Davis doesn't have as much difficulty as is somebody like a Jamal Charlo, who you really could see over a course of time, man, how, the stress of the world was really starting to get to him. And then it kind of bowled over into a lot of different stuff. He didn't wind up like going to jail or anything, but it was obvious that he was drinking, obviously that he was disheveled. He got into that row with Caleb Plant, where Caleb Plant smacked him in the mouth. It just seemed like all of this stuff was going bad for Jamal Charlo. But slowly but surely, Jamal Charlo got it together. He just had a fight where he had a very, very impressive win at 168 pounds. And I'm looking forward to seeing him come back another time, for at least one more time this year. And his career is not going to be totally sidelined or totally subject to the embarrassment that he received at the time that he was a little bit out of his mind, right? You just kind of live and you learn and you keep it pushing. You keep good relationships, good business relationships around you. Try your best not to burn too many bridges. And Jamal Charlo wound up being good. The PBC looked out for him. Hopefully, Top Rank with Keyshawn Davis will have the same attitude and take care of that kid. Make sure he gets the counseling that he needs, whether they pay for it or he pays for it, whatever the case. But just kind of get that kid a helping hand. And it seems again like they're going to do it because they got him up there and one fight away from a championship fight at 140 pounds. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.